Hi guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi everyone. Welcome to our first and new podcast here at Blax called A Night In. So today we are going to be doing our very first video, and it's more of an introduction and just answering just the first 5 questions that you guys sent us. So we're going to go down the list introducing ourselves. Hello, my name is Dahlia. You can catch me at Kisses Dahlia on YouTube, Kisses Dahlia on Instagram, and DVLHIA on Twitter, baby. I'm gonna pass it right on to my girl Erica. What it do, baby?
Wow. Okay. So my name is Erica. You can follow me at Direct Muses on Instagram, and that's really it. I don't got a YouTube channel or nothing.
Hi, I'm MAKAYLA, and you can follow me on Instagram at MAKAYLA Nashea, Nashea, and then MAKAYLA Nashea on YouTube also.
Right. Okay. So the 3 of us are going to be doing just a simple podcast. It's going to be a very fresh one here at Black Soul, very safe space. It's called A Night In because essentially we're all just chilling, spilling the tea, drinking some tea, just a whole confessional secret space. Everything is completely anonymous unless said otherwise. So anyway, let's get on with the podcast.
They call me new vintage, young bitch and old business. Rock them Versace lenses, might fund your last business. And get that paper on me, might just go dumb ignorant. And tell that nigga I never need him, my big pimpin'.
So basically, a lot of you guys kept wondering, how did we get started and why did we choose A Night In? You know what? How did we even choose A Night In, y'all?
I mean, it was essentially Dolly's idea. It was kind of sitting for a while, to kind of do a podcast where it's just us, like the girls, we get together and we just kind of talk and we chill, and we just kind of give our opinions, talk about what's going on and everything. And we got so busy with everything else, like within Black Soul, that we didn't have the time to do it. But now since we're stuck inside,
oh my gosh, yeah, that really did, everything was gotten so busy so quick. And so we're just sitting in the dungeon, just waiting. Erica was like, you know what? Let's put this into production, baby. Already vice president over here. So, and then, we added little MAKAYLA over there. You already know Yatu Sabers. She, check her out. This podcast was again, something I've been totally thinking of. And, for quarantine, it's might as well just do it. We're chilling and everything. And besides, since we can't really be together, this the Zoom calls or whatnot. But yeah, so think of us as your 3 angels, Yatu Sabers. I don't know how you say angel and Angel.
Why are we your brand?
Whoa, what the heck? Yo, why y'all keep coming for me?
No, because we're the 3.
You don't.
I'm not hating. I don't mind the 3 angels. I kind of look like this kind of reminds me of a Bratz shirt.
The Bratz shirt. Oh yeah, and I have a superhero.
Yeah, I like it.
What about you, MAKAYLA? What you doing?
I'm sleepover vibes. What?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
She's
looking TLC, okay, down there.
I feel like I kind of overdressed. Yeah.
No, I mean we're chilling. It's a night in. You could be you were thinking about going out, but then you were like, nah, I'm gonna spend the night in.
Yeah. Segue.
Literally. Nah, I think I'm spending the night in.
If we could all get together, it probably would be going out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, we just mad chill. You already know everything is very chill here. So don't ever be afraid to ask us questions. We have all the information to ask us questions. We're gonna place it down below. We have our Curious Cat on our official Twitter of Black Soul. So we will also be linking that below. And you can always ask us any advice, any confessions. If you want to spill some tea, if somebody pissed you off, at work or anything, just let us know. And it's basically, arrivederci, baby. So anyway.
Comes up to the mic.
I'm gonna come to the. Hey guys.
Oh no, literally, that's trying to show you have a mic.
I need help, and some of y'all need help too, because y'all was sending us some advice, real advice,
Real. Yeah. Do you guys want to get into it?
Yes. It's so smooth. She said,
"You want to get into this? To the advice?" Okay, so The first little piece of advice that we got, or question / I need advice, was I'm a black witch, racially speaking, and my specialty is divination. I don't know how to say that word. Divination.
Divination?
I think it's divination. Divination. I don't know. Don't think I'm dumb, y'all. I just don't know. I don't know. I was being nosy and doing readings on some male idols, and for some reason I decided to send the readings to them. One actually read his DMs and asked me for clarification. He offered to pay me for the readings for himself and several idols. I declined the money based on the advice of the cards, but I still did the readings. Scandals came up, real ones, not just K considered, and I still passed information along. I didn't do a reading to establish his intentions. He's blackmailing the other idols and plotting to release the information because I gave him enough to find the proof. I wish I could fix this.
Yes, girl. Scandals.
First of all,
Ooh,
that's a lot.
I know.
Like, shout out to whoever sent this. So,
yeah, thank you for sending
Thank you for telling us that.
I wish you told us more. Who's the idol?
Yeah, I want to know who
we
the
want to know
idol
more.
is.
So if you're watching this, please
Literally
hit us up somewhere.
You guys can be as descriptive as possible. Just bleep the name, you know? But like, hey, you know, is he Ricky?
We'll put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, literally.
What y'all think though? Y'all think this is legit?
I don't see why not. I feel like they have something to get off their chest. And
Cool.
My thing is, why is he's blackmailing the other idols and plotting to release information because I gave him enough to find the proof. Why is he blackmailing? Like, what was the reading? That's what I want to know.
Oh, true.
Like, what was it? Like, a dating scandal? Like, something like money? Like, finance things? I really want to, like, dig deep into this. Like,
that's actually pretty cool. I wish they could have told more.
I don't know.
It's like, it's kind of like, but I actually really like that.
Like, I definitely would believe it. I feel like in Korea they do tarot, so I believe that he would do that. But like, you're anonymous, but are you like a big witch? Because why would he just trust somebody? You know, you hit me up with 3 followers talking about you do tarot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna DM you back, but like,
I mean, I want to know who the idol is and who he's blackmailing, who he's trying to scam out here in these streets.
Literally.
So let us know though. I want to know more about the story.
For real. If y'all had to guess, what group?
Oh my gosh, she gave us nothing. So I'm like, it could be anybody. Let me look at the question again because
I mean, I feel like it's probably a smaller group if they have time to answer their DMs.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
I don't think anyone checks their DMs like that or anything like that. So
a smaller
really
group.
Interesting though that
like, is SF9 like a small group?
Not really.
I wouldn't say that they're small,
but I know for a fact that if it's a small or whatever idol, then it really has to be a popular idol. Because if they're out here DMing these idols, talking about something, I got some dirt on you, you know. So.
Yeah, like, well, okay, that one group that was kneeling for Black Lives Matter, that group, people were DMing them and they were responding. Well, at least their manager and stuff, and they were responding.
Interesting.
So I'm thinking like that type of, like, they're not rookies, but they're not huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. The groups that I know would probably be like Day 6, The Rose. They're not that huge, but a good amount of people know who they are.
Yeah, because they're like not K-pop, they're like rock. So like, yeah, I love Day 6. I don't know. You think Jay's out here blackmailing?
I mean, he got time to be on Twitter. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
He got his own podcast and everything, so
he might be. He's on Dive Studios on that channel. He might be blackmailing Eric.
Is it you?
He might be blackmailing Eric and what's his name from Card, Matthew.
Yeah.
Well, Wait, yeah, Card. They're not too big of a group, but they're pretty big. Like, a lot of people know who they are, but, like, I feel like if I was to randomly say, like, hey, do you know Card? People probably be like, who's that?
Right. It's
Exactly.
so interesting, though, because if it's like, how can I fix this? It's like, oh, I don't know how you can fix it, though.
Yeah, I don't know what you can do. You gave him the tea for free at that.
Maybe
Is there a reverse card in, like, witchcraft?
Like it's like Uno.
Like, can we pull a reverse? Like, hey, like, or you could probably be like, hey, like, what I said was kind of, I lied. I don't know, something like that. Backtrack.
Like, what if she's messing up her bag? Like, what if he requests her services again?
then he won't. I mean, but then it's still gonna shit up. Because if it fucks shit up now, imagine later.
No, but I mean, like, if she says I lied,
Mm-hmm.
then if he's never gonna come back for a reading again, and like that might like ruin her reputation, like as like a tarot reader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless she made a different account, texting him a month afterwards, talking about some, hey.
Hey, I do tarot readings. Hey, I don't know if he would believe it again. I mean,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. This was a really good question, though.
Yes, and like we said, please tell us more because I'm interested.
I'm interested. I want to know.
Yeah, I really do want to know. Also,
You had me at Black Witch.
Period. You could at least tell me the scandals. Like, I want to know the scandal. You don't gotta tell us the idol groups, but if you tell us the scandals, hey, I mean, technically, you're not telling us the group. We just connected it together. You know,
Hey, we're not snitches, so
literally,
we just
we'll keep it amongst each other.
do we got another juicy one to tell? Because I'm in it.
Yes. Okay. The second thing we have is, why is it that some Black stans call their idols Black King, or equate them to Black stereotypes and tropes when these idols partake in cultural appropriation, colorist jokes, and say the N-word? Like, please inform me. Let's talk about it. Like, this is you're stuck. Woo!
Well, as a pro-Black woman, okay, and also that has to be a K-pop stan, I actually understand you. I really do. I mean, what was that hashtag that was like recent with the block party? Was it the Army block party?
Yeah, Black Army block party. Then there was a slumber party. So
I was like, y'all keep calling them Black. They gonna see that. They gonna start being like, hey, yo, nigga. And then y'all gonna be like, nah, canceled. So I was like, I don't know. Be careful, because a lot of them really do have some secret Twitter accounts, and they be looking at it and they be like, damn, they count me as a nigger. I'm a whole like,
not dead.
like, and then they gonna start saying the N-word, and then you gonna be like, bop, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that 100%, totally. I mean,
Lil Jamal don't want to be saying nigga in these streets because
I mean, what do y'all think though?
it's interesting because I definitely feel like she kind of called me out because I be laughing at those hashtags. Like, they be like, they be having Yoongi in the in like these memes and stuff. And y'all saw that one I posted in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they had like went all out and darkened his skin and was like showing like the gang signs and all that. So it's kind of like people laugh at that and like, oh, this is a joke and stuff. But at the same time, like she said, cultural appropriation, colorist jokes, and saying the N-word is unacceptable. So it's kind of like, pick a side.
Yeah, I definitely agree, because I think you know, we all joke amongst each other like, oh, like that's a Black man, like that's our king, period, you know, like it's just jokes. But I think when people take it too far, I feel like is when it, like the whole like darkening his skin thing, I feel like I don't know, like I felt like that was taking it like
that was extreme.
Yeah,
when I did that, I was like, yikes.
Like, y'all doing a lot. Like, now you're putting them like in blackface, like that's not cool and stuff like that. And, so I get it. And plus, like the names they be coming up with, it'd be like it'd be like Nam June Aquarius. Like I'm like, what the like it's just I feel like it just further perpetuates stereotypes because Black Twitter, no matter what part of Black Twitter like runs whatever we do. So people that see it and are on looking are then gonna think, oh, like I could continue to make these jokes, I could, whatever, I could be like, I wish that people would just see it and take it for face value and be like, these are just jokes. But I just feel like it perpetuates stereotypes because Black stands were the ones that got the acrylics with the bonnets on memes popular, and then non-Black stands started to use it, and it was like,
yeah.
I think it's more of, this is a joke for us, like we can joke about this, but you guys can't. So I guess to answer a question, like first of all, being Black, we joke anyway. We joke about anything. Sometimes the jokes really they're like really out of pocket. But it's a joke for us and only we can make it and like laugh about it. So it's kind of, and that's why it was called Black Army Block Party or Slumber Party, because everyone that was supposed to be in the hashtag was Black. So it wasn't like offensive because we were all just like kikiing and like we usually do on a Saturday afternoon or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if you're white or whatever other race that's not Black, you can't take a part of it. So I think that's the problem, is like people think, oh, like let me join. But I mean, if you see something that's saying like Black stands, like maybe not join in.
They ain't. They're gonna continue to do whatever they want.
I saw hashtag Blackout BTS, man. There was a white girl, she wore all black, said Blackout BTS. I said, what? I said,
yeah, braids.
Back up. Bye. Adios.
Yeah.
Adios. Bye. Like, oh my God, you bugging, bro. You bugging. Chill out.
No, I think also like it goes back to like what they said, like they're the idols themselves are like colorists and they culture appropriate too. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Like you can joke and stuff, but it also like adds fuel to the fire for them. I feel like Dolly said, to be like, oh, they think I'm Black, like they be calling me king, and also there's some Black fans who like take it to the next step and meet them and they're like, you're a Black king, and they're like, and like it's like, girl, like,
yeah,
we can't be giving them no more fuel to be acting up the way they be doing in the media. So
it's one of those situations where I feel bad because it's like it's obviously meant for just us, and it's like not even the idols can joke about it because that is not their place to. Like when people say all the time like, oh, they're invited to the cookout and all that, but there's other Black people like this person that asked the question, like, they clearly don't agree with it. So it's kind of like, should we stop it? Should we take that, like dial it back? What do we do in a situation like that? Like,
but do you think that sometimes like it might like give off the impression that like we are like allowing them to kind of like act, I guess, the stereotypes of like Black people, like if we do stuff like that?
I feel like there's a good amount of people that like they won't, regardless, they still won't allow that, because it's like there were so many people when I guess it was trending on Twitter or social media, the Black Lives Matter movement. People were calling them out left and right, like anybody that wasn't speaking up or whatever, they were just like kind of on their heads about it. And so I feel like in that case they still wouldn't. There are some people that take it a little too far. And like, oh, like you can do what you want, you can say this, you can do that. It's like, but they don't represent the whole Black community. So
that's true.
I think you're just opinionated, really. So
most definitely.
I think it should be dialed back just a bit, because
what way?
Just like I feel like the jokes, like, okay, there was that video of GOT7 going around where they're like trying to crip walk or something, and obviously like that's offensive to us because they feel like, oh, that's all y'all be doing is like crip walking and gang, you know what I mean? But then Black stans saw it and was like, GOT7 said, oh shit, there's a rat, and it became like a joke. And I feel like stuff like that isn't bad, or like, when people see K-pop idols like dancing and they just doing a bunch of stuff on stage and they're like, oh, go to Marcus, like I feel like that's not bad. But like sometimes like the names that I see that people like make up, I'm like, is this doing more harm than good? Because then it's you, also a Black kid, probably from the suburbs, making fun of people that actually have names like this, that actually like get like denied jobs, that actually, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you're making fun of names that could be somebody's like real name. Not saying like all like the ridiculous ones are, but like some of the ones that they come up with, I'm like, that, I mean, I've come across like somebody with that name, but you're using it as a joke, you know what I mean? And sometimes that could be somebody's first interaction with Black Twitter, and they're like, oh, you know, they be joking about them ghetto names, and it's like, ugh, I don't know. I just feel like Twitter's too open. It invites too many people in for it to just be kind of confined to like us, and just to know this is just a joke.
I think like some people really do take it too far, in a sense where it's kind of like weird, in a sense where we do put ourselves in a situation where pro-Black people are like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all keep supporting, you know, these artists and stuff like that? And I feel like the whole point of us, like Black stands, you know, supporting these, you know, K-pop artists and K-hip-hop and K-R&B artists is we're kind of taking a stand and saying like, hey, like all types of you know, types of music are great. You know, I mean, in general, Black people made music, but it's like when it comes to a point where it's like this type of support kind of does change into like we're kind of kissing up to, you know, the K-hip-hop and you know, all them types of non-Black artists in a way where above our own Black people. The thread for the Blackout, Blackout BTS, the party, was it Outbark Party, outdoor party? Was it block party?
The block party, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hashtag for the block party. It didn't bother me as much because like I was just like, oh, you guys probably shouldn't like, you know, really be like calling them, you know, Black or whatever. But if you guys are just like making jokes like, oh, yo, we turned out like late to the party, or you know, I find jokes like that funny. That's very funny. It doesn't at all ridicule Black culture, like, you know, like the whole performance at block parties, us eating ribs at block parties. That's one of our uplifting things in our Black culture. But then it's like, if you're like, oh yeah, you know, we're both Black queens, both Black kings, it's kind of like, whoa, hold on. That's because again, they won't consider you, they won't be like, oh yeah, my Asian queen, my Asian. No. So I definitely understand the question or the advice that was given. I definitely respect. I feel like sometimes we do too much. And this is coming from 3 Black K-pop stans. So, you know, if you want to say, y'all hate K-pop, nah.
Yeah. So, you know, because even Black Soul, like we put out a tweet for the one of the Black parties, and we said, you know, who's bringing the mac and cheese,
right?
and that's fine, you know, like I don't find like a problem with that, like that, yeah, like it's funny, like that's something that's true to Black culture. But when you coming in with Daquarius Devontae Jones, and it's a picture of Namjoon with a texturizer in, like, oh, he said he coming, but yeah, like but he said I'm like, but his past behavior and like he, like, you know, they've grown and everything, but it's just like, I just don't think it. I mean, it's like essentially are apologizing for right now in the media. Like Tina Fey just apologized for having blackface in 30 Rock, like having episodes with that. If she came out and we made jokes with her about the cookout, I would feel like, well, first of all, you're a white woman, so why are you even making these jokes? And second of all, you did blackface. You know, like you had blackface in your show. Like you definitely shouldn't be talking about that. And that, I think that's where the disconnect comes from. Like a lot of these idols have done and said things in the past that's like, should we even be using them to like joke about this stuff? Because to them, it ain't jokes. They really think they Daquarius Jones. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it goes back to also Black people. We joke so much, and a lot of our jokes stem from trauma or something that's happened. So I feel like it's people's way of just kind of like making fun of it, and it's probably not even that serious. I think just people, I guess, want to have a good time on Twitter and like joke or whatever, have something for themselves. And I think these block parties are just started, so Black stans can like talk about something as a group, as a community. So I think that's where it is. But it like some people would just take it way entirely too far. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
I think I've I wanted to add something too. Like, I feel like she's coming from a place of like, for example, on my screen just went black. I'm like, whoa. On TikTok, there's these like big white creators that say like the N-word or something, and then under their like videos and stuff, a bunch of people will comment like Black King and like the black emoji and stuff like that. So from that standpoint, I can understand why she's like, please, I need to be informed of why this is okay, because it's like they're saying the N-word all the time, and like they're doing really problematic things, and like I guess just doing cultural appropriation in general. So I do get that, but I feel like I don't know, I just feel like people just make jokes all the time, so it's really hard to kind of like separate the two, if that makes sense.
And I think also that like a lot of people on Stan Twitter are young. Like I myself am not on Stan Twitter anymore, but I mean, like when I would get on there, like when I was in high school, like people were just getting younger and younger and younger. And I think, I mean, you know, you're young, you're making these jokes, like that's fine, but just, you know, be mindful. I think it's about being mindful. But yeah, I mean, I hope that answered
I hope that
that question.
Yeah.
Do we have another juicy?
Yeah, girl. Okay, so this one is super juicy.
Ooh.
I'm ready.
Ooh. A Korean rapper sent me a pic last night, and I didn't even reply. I was disgusted. I was vomiting. First of all, that's harassment. That is harassment. You should never in your fucking life ever send a dick pic. It is not cute. It is not. It is disgusting. It is not cute. Okay? Go to church. Okay? You don't believe in God? Meditate. But do not in your fucking life ever send
Wait a minute.
somebody a dick pic.
Let's backtrack. The way Dali's so passionate about this, I'm like, did you send this question?
Don't ever disrespect me.
What K-hip hop artist was hitting you up? Who was it?
Right.
Tell us. Spill the tea.
Let us know. You can't. Y'all giving us half the tea?
Yeah, half. Y'all giving us a crumb. A crumb. Was it on Snapchat? Was it on Instagram? Was he DMing you on Twitter? Did he get you on LinkedIn? Come on, you know they be doing that. LinkedIn. Like, let me know. Let me know.
God.
Like, who was out of pocket? We really
you need to tell us who's out of
DM us or something. Comment down below.
Literally. And the thing about the question is, I didn't respond. I didn't respond part is what's. Was it that bad?
I was disgusted.
Like, whoa. Like, whoa. What were y'all talking about before? Like, what led into it? Was it just like he saw you on Instagram and was like, yo? Or was it like y'all was talking and then it was like, yo?
Or he was on the phone and he was like, yeah. So like today's really a sunny day. You know what else is sunny? And then just whipped it out. It's
just hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that someone would just randomly DM you and send that without any like okay or
girl. Somebody called me on Instagram. I picked it up. They started wanking. I was like, what you talking about? I hung up real quick. And I got my daddy to call him. And he didn't pick up. That's how you do it. Don't start crazy. I don't know. Erica, I'm innocent. I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, that's crazy. Like, that it just came out of the blue. Like, I really need to know the follow.
What led into
it? Yeah. Who is it?
Who is it? Not the who is it, but at least the lead up. Like, tell us, like, how did this happen? Like, were y'all talking and then he just thought it was a good time to just unsolicited, like,
honey, honestly, if you are that disgusted, you have to contact us and we can get you somebody. You know, we can expose him too if you want us to do that, because that's
we have people that will expose him. Girl, let us know. But in all seriousness, that's not okay. And
I'm sorry about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to see that. That's not cool. If you didn't ask for it, then don't send it. to all the people that are listening with penises, don't send a picture of your penis if nobody asks for it.
Penis.
Now, if they ask for it and it's consensual, send it.
Don't do it. Delete it. It's not consensual. Even if you have sent it just to be like, you know what, why is she dressing like that? First of all, you are the problem. She could dress however she wants to. It don't mean nothing. Alright? For real. Because when I call your mother, you're not going to do nothing about it, right?
She sounded so New York. When I call your mother.
She sound from New York.
Okay, period. Don't be doing that.
Right.
That's so disgusting.
Just don't send them. Don't send them. Unless it's consensual, do not send those pictures. don't send those pictures. But also, like, the first person I thought of, and I hate to, bring him up again and make him relevant, but what was that guy's name that was crying on his live and going back and forth? What was his name? He was crying on his live.
Not trying to get the fame. Okay. Not trying to get sued.
I forgot his name already, but I know if it's the one that David So dragged through the
yes, that one. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. He looked like the type to do that, and for somebody to be disgusted by. Yeah. he looks like the exact type. So I feel like it was him. That's why.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was.
Right.
That's my guess. But
you let
us know.
But he clearly had the time, and he looked a little, like irrelevant, non-relevant. So,
him, and there's another one that I'm thinking of, but I'm not gonna.
I just realized this other person I was thinking of is not even a rapper. So
who is it?
It was, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's a YouTuber. The disgusting part got me.
The disgusting part got you, and you thought of him. I know what you
yeah.
A damn shame. Oh, really?
Literally. Y'all see how we're talking in circles? This is how we feel when we get your DMs. You're probably thinking, who are they talking about?
Right.
That's how we feel with your DMs. So tell us.
We're not code, but we don't need to give them a platform.
Yeah, no more platform for them, but I would hope.
I'm sorry about that, girl. I'm really sorry about that, for real, because that's really not cool.
It's not.
Yeah. No, but what I can say as advice is that if you do it again, you better block him. You better block him the first time you do the block, then reported it. If he continues to do it, it's harassment. And if you need somebody to talk to, you contact us. Personally, you can contact us personally if you don't want to contact the Black Soul account. We got Direct Music, we got MAKAYLA and Shia, we got Kiss It DALHIA. So if you want to contact us, do that too. But definitely if you think he's gonna harm more people or do that to more people, you definitely should call him out for it, because you want other people to be safe. But definitely thank you for that submission, girl. And
thank you. Thank you for the submission.
Stay safe.
What's our next one? Do we want to
spill the tea?
The next one we have is, I think there are types of Black women / people who let K-pop idols get away with a lot of unacceptable things just because they're Korean, when in reality these idols don't care about them and only want to make money off of them. This can get real heavy because
and there it is, and there it is. But as somebody on our team said, ARMANI, stream her song New Vintage,
Vintage.
Plug. What do you want us to listen to other than, all we can listen to is Ocean Waves, because everybody hates Black people, specifically Black women. But I definitely do think, because people fetishize Korean culture, especially right now, they do be letting people get away with any and everything. Yeah,
y'all listen up. We live in a world where we have to choose what thing is the worst out of both things. So if there's 3 people doing horrible things, we have to choose who's doing the worst and kind of X them out like that. That's kind of what it's come down to for Black women. I feel like it's the truth is our reality. So many people do so many things and so many people are getting exposed, and it's dang. So we kind of have to choose okay, well, what you do is horrible, but what else do I have at this point? So it's kind of what else do we do? It's wrong, and it's still it's sad to see, but it's like Erica said, are we going to listen to Ocean Waves? Like, and I mean, some people choose to completely like fall back, but I mean, even if you listen to like Black artists and stuff, there's so many problematic things within the Black community as well. But I was saying like the Black community, there's so many problematic things still, and like with Black men, it's like you can support their music and stuff, but they've also done countless problematic stuff too. So it's kind of just like, where do we go? What do we do? So I feel like that plays a part in it, but also it's like, and I feel like a lot of people generally do think like these idols do care about them. And maybe some actually do care about their supporters, fans, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like people really like feel like they have like a connection or a relationship in a way with their idol. So that also has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like how I kind of like feel about it is that like, so this question kind of like reminds me of like K-music and Black women in a way, because the way that she kind of perpetuates like Black women in a way where we look like we're desperate and this and that, it could come off as if like all Black K-pop stans are very like obsessed and like are Korea blues, which is not the case at all. Like I'll be damned if I'd ever be, you know, I would never put a culture above my own. I already love my culture. I'm an African baby. Shout out to the Africans, you know. But the thing is that it's certain mindsets where we do, in fact, like some young, naive Black girls do, in fact, you know, if they don't feel loved in the community or they don't feel loved by some of these Black boys, they turn to somebody else who's giving them attention, and sometimes it's not in the right way. You know, sometimes they get fetishized, and it's like just for that ounce of attention, you know, some of them will do anything, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky question and a tough subject in the sense of like, I think because some people might be like, well, that's, you know, anti-whatever of you, like anti-Black of you, if you're saying that you wouldn't support Black artists or whatever. And like, that's not like what we're saying at all, but I just think that it's like activism, you know, this is like, isn't a reflection of your activism. Sometimes it's tiring. Sometimes you just want to enjoy music and just enjoy things. And I think if you I just think the problem comes in when people don't hold certain people accountable to the same standards.
Right.
That's the problem. Like, you can't dog on American artists or Black men or other Black artists, but then your K-pop idols are doing the same thing and you're not calling them out for it. Yep. I think that's where the disconnect.
Yeah. Really like, don't be a hypocrite, but
yeah. Like, know what's up. And like, if they've grown and they've changed, like the first K-pop group that I like really got into was EXO. Like, I had heard about other K-pop groups or I listened to their music or whatever, but EXO was the first one that I was like, I like these guys. And they would make colorist jokes all the time. Yeah. And I wasn't like, oh, well, I mean, this is like in the past and like, you know, whatever, because I mean, somebody had said Kyungsoo apologized, but the rest of them did not. They would all make colorist jokes and stuff like that. So I hold them accountable to that. Like, I will, you know, say like, yeah, like they were a little colorist, you know, like in the past, as were like almost all K-pop groups. They all had, you know, that era of colorism and things like that. But that's also something within their society. Like, colorism isn't just a Black thing, obviously. So I think for me, that's why it's a little more not excusable, but it's like that's something that's also like in Asia. Like, they're trying to work past their own colorism and things like that. And like, when we were younger, I mean, all three of us, like being dark skinned, like, you know, we all face colorist jokes, you know, colorist whatever, and like, you don't, I guess, not necessarily cancel people in real life. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but if you grow and, you know, whatever, then it's cool. I don't know. It's like, it's weird. It's really, really tricky. But I think just hold people accountable. Listen to people that aren't that problematic, I guess is what I could say. Like, obviously for me, blackface is like the line. Like black people saying the N-word, like that's the line. Like making like racist jokes, like slave jokes. Like we all know how I feel about that one member in XO that made that.
Like, and don't get me wrong, we definitely hold people accountable. Like there's some idols that I don't even talk about. Like as far as I'm concerned, there's only 4 members of Red Velvet. Like, you know, so like, you know, I get hold accountable, and I'm just like, I don't give a second chance. But I mean, like, I'm not even trying to cancel them. It's just like, you know, you knew better. Like you lived in America, etc. Right. It's like, let's be real. If we actually held people accountable to the degree they needed to be, there would be nobody to stand, nobody to listen to music to. No, like, you know, I feel like almost everyone has done something where it's like, I can look up in the past and now you're out of here, you're canceled, you're whatever.
Right.
Like no one really gets, because like there's so many people, like I can name countless artists, like not even trying to, no, don't come for me. I'm not even attacking her. I like her, but Ariana Grande, like some people could be like, okay, she darkens her skin and whatever. Like if people actually held people accountable for those things, then they wouldn't be catching their bag. They wouldn't be in the charts. Like, you know, so I feel like people still just choose like what someone has done worse or something like that. So yeah.
I think it's like not even just about like holding them accountable, just like honestly being aware. Like you said, like I think if they've grown from the past and they no longer do those things, then stand, you know what I mean? Like do whatever you need to do, but just know what they've done and like speak out on what they've done. Don't keep like, I see people that are like, well, this was like in 2000 and whatever, and I'm like, they never apologized. Right. They just stop making those jokes, you know what I mean? Like they never said anything about it. They never spoke up about it. They're not the poster child for this issue. Right. You know, they don't be getting on the platform to be like, you know, this is wrong. So yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about it.
I feel off because I grew up around people that like in public they apologize, but behind closed doors and on Snapchat they were still doing the same thing. So I feel like you can apologize all you want, but there's been plenty of artists that expose that like a lot of them do make up these fake apologies and like still do the same stuff. So it's kind of like I feel iffy about that. Like, did you really learn, or are you just not saying it in public? You're just doing all this stuff, you know, as like a character or for show.
Yeah, I think it's just growth. Like you have to show that you've grown, I think, because I don't think, and like it sucks because I always say, like Black artists do not get this chance. Like to grow, to make mistakes, to not just be canceled on the first mistake you made or the really crappy tweet you made at 14. Like we do not get that opportunity. We get canceled. Like that's that point blank. Exactly. But I think especially with like K-pop and just like the Korean music industry and all, they get literally derived from Black culture. A lot of their producers are Black. A lot of the people that they sample are Black. So it's like listening to their music is listening to our music.
Exactly.
like it's listening to us. Like a lot of, especially when a lot of K-pop groups first come out, and like that's a whole other conversation. How I feel like they just kind of use R&B and hip hop to get the little international stands together, and then they're like, "Hey, listen to EDM." You know, we made EDM too, but that's not the conversation. It's just like, it's like I'm listening to something that's different, but that's also mine.
Right.
It also has like a piece of me in it. A piece of, you know, whatever. Like Teddy Riley is like a huge produces for K-pop. You know what I mean? Like it's just tricky. I feel like call people out, but you can enjoy the music unless they've done something awful. Which sounds bad because there shouldn't be like a amount of how many bad things you do to Black people to be like, well, this is worse than
exactly.
This one. That's, you know what I mean? Like there shouldn't be like a measurable amount, but like I don't know, like we're not gonna get people to stop listening to K-pop. You know what I mean? Like so it's like I don't know what to tell you in terms of advice. I know for me personally, like I was into K-pop for like a bit and then I took a break. So if you need to take a break and feel like I don't really want to listen to this, or I'm only going to listen to the like a few artists or select artists that I know that haven't done anything problematic in public anyway, then you know, do it with what you feel is best, what you need to do.
Right.
You know.
Most definitely.
I hope my points came across how I wanted them to. I feel like it probably sounded a little bit off, but it's just like I definitely am pro-Black and like stand for the Black community 100%. It's just like trying to word my point to.
No, I got what you mean. I got what you mean. You know, like it's like who do we listen to? Like you were right.
Yeah.
Like who do we listen to? Because you listen to Black men and they end up being colorist too. They end up being sexist, you know, whatever, misogynistic.
Right.
And then, you know, you go anywhere else and it's like racism, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, who can you listen to?
Honestly,
I, for one, say support Black women, but
honestly, it's just like traveling. Like, we have to look up countries that are the least racist, if that makes sense. Like, it's just, you know, what do we do? What can we do? Until people change and change their mindsets and educate their family members and all that other stuff, which is going to take a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's like, this is what we have for now.
Yeah, definitely. Just don't be, one part of the question was like, you know, we give all this money and everything to just, again, like, be mindful, be aware. Don't put them on such a high pedestal just to be disappointed. Like, at the end of the day, this is a foreign country where most of the people are Korean. You would think they would know better. They have the fastest internet in the world, but not educated on Black issues. So don't continue to feed into this market and then get disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, fool me once. Like, don't give them another chance to fool you. And just be like aware.
Yeah. And I just feel like people, they already know that like the idols are making money off of their fans. Like, they're just like, you know, I'm gonna buy all these albums. Like, I know the money's going to them, it's making them more rich. But I just feel like that's why, like you just said, you have to be mindful and like kind of choose who you decide to like stand and who you're giving money to. So
real. No, because I definitely see a lot of like little like Black girls on the internet or like in real life that are just like, no, like they love me and they love their fans and they would never, you know what. And it reminds me of like when I was younger, like
right
reporting like, oh, like I love them so much, but like they would never like speak up on like our issues or on us, or, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just be mindful, you know. It's tiring, but like if you want to stay in, it's not a reflection of your activism. You know, if you want to continue to listen to K-pop, if you don't want to listen to K-pop anymore, hey, support Black women. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Black girls out there that are up and coming as artists, not just like singers, YouTubers, producers, songwriters. Like, support them. Listen to Megan Thee Stallion's new single. Listen to ARMANI single. New Vintage.
Black women writers, so we can get these quality TV shows. You know, support Black journalists, like everything Black to do. Support, follow, like, comment, subscribe.
Exactly. You know, so
give them a voice.
Yeah, I hope that answered that. I hope it answered it. It was tricky. It's a tricky one.
It's a very tricky question. It could get very, very truthful very quickly.
Very heavy, very, you know, but we're gonna get into the next one. This one's advice. Ooh. And so it says, I don't know if I'm fit for relationships. I only had one boyfriend, but when he first told me that he loved me, I was like, aw. But then like a month later, I just saw nothing. And I only said it just to go along with what he said.
What did he say? Did he say I love you?
Yeah, he said I love you. She was like, aw. And she was like,
not feeling it. I'll let y'all take the floor, but I know what I have to say.
I just kind of feel like that's you know, that's me with a lot of my feelings. Like, I am very wishy-washy with my feelings. I have never been in a relationship, so, you know, this is coming from someone that's never dated anybody. But I personally would just break it off with him, because it's not fair to him if he's like treating you well and everything's, you know, going good and you don't love him. Or tell him, you know, just communicate with him. If y'all been together for that long, you're just not ready for that, like that part of the relationship. Like, I don't love you yet because of whatever it might be. Don't just, you know, it, like, I hope after the you said something, because it has to hurt for him to be like, you know, I love you, and then you're just.
I heard the question wrong. I heard the question
She said I love you, and he said I love you, and she was just like,
oh, I didn't know he really liked. I thought I heard it that he had said I love you, then ghosted her after she said I love you. That's
no. They're dating.
No. Girl, bro. If you do not love him, please break it off with him. It's so much better for him to heal from it now. Cause if you gonna tell him, like, you know, later on, like, you know, wait in the future when y'all get married, like, yeah, haha, remember that time I said I love you? Like, nah, you can't do that to him, girl. You really gotta tell him straight. It is 2020. Y'all need to really be being straightforward. If people get their feelings hurt, you know what? It's easier for them to heal from it once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But if you gonna come out here just like living this secret Hannah Montana life, like, you can't be doing that, girl. You really gotta set it straight. Set it straight.
Yeah. I think either break up with him or tell him I'm not ready for that type of, like, I'm just not there yet in our relationship. Like, I'm glad that you are, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you love me, but I just really, really like you right now.
Yeah.
This was definitely me when I was younger, and I wasn't like really mature, or like I worried about my own feelings, but as far as like other people's feelings, like guys, I was just like kind of like not taking consideration to that. I was kind of like, I remember in high school, like early, like 9th grade, a guy was like, he liked me, and I was just like, oh yeah, haha, sure, like, and I didn't like him. Like, I liked his friend, but that was really wrong. I mean, that's
Whoa, we got our own confession here. Wow. Come on, drop it in the Curious Cat.
Oh, okay. Down below. Come on now.
Wait, so I'm just trying, not me spilling tea, no, but no, he knew. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, I feel like back then I wasn't really taking consideration of his feelings, whereas now I feel like I would kind of be like not entirely like completely no, because I hate hurting people's feelings. I hate like being like no, which I gotta work on personally, but at the end of the day, like, if I don't feel any type of connection, I should just be like, sorry, it's not there. But I don't know, maybe she's just someone like us that we kind of like don't want to hurt their feelings, and like, oh, maybe in the future I'll like them, so if I just say yes now, you know, they don't have to know later.
But that's just not fair to the other person. You gotta work on that, girly, you know. You just gotta kind of tell him, I don't love you. I really like you. I mean, you said y'all are dating, so there has to be some type of attraction, some type of like. So you really like him, but if you don't love him, let him know. Like, it'll hurt his feelings, but it's better to be honest than to be like, I love you too, and the whole time we're like, ugh.
We also don't have any like background information. We don't know if this was years ago. We don't know if this is recent, and like maybe you've matured since then, or maybe you are not like that now. But who knows?
Yeah, but
I think
it may still be.
No, go ahead. What are you saying?
Sorry. I think that, like, when it comes to things like that, I've been in a situation where I wanted to try and make somebody like me, and, you know, be in a relationship with me. I even try to make them jealous. And, you know, I was in the situation where I was asked out, and I was kind of attracted, but I mostly dated the person because this was back in like high school, so I was super immature, but this was just to kind of make my actual crush, kind of like, I guess, be like, oh wait, she'd be cute in a relationship. And
she was kind of in the same boat. She out here anyway.
Oh, that's different though, because that was the friends though. I wasn't.
That's what I literally said though.
Me and the dude just ended up dating the next day. You know how the high school relations are. Yeah, I like you. All right, let's go on a date. We dating now. So it was like less than 24 hours. That was bae. And so yeah. And I ended up, you know, distancing myself, because I was like, it's not fair to him that I'm, you know, trying to pretend like I like him. And so, you know, he also felt that vibe from me, and we talked it out, and, you know, we were able to, you know, really like get over it. But you can tell, like, I can tell from you, girl, that you also feel that kind of hurt, and that hurt is also going to be there until you know, for real, have a talk with him and tell him. And, you know, let's say you do like him in the future, well then, you know, well, don't wait too long, because you don't know, maybe he'll find the next baddie. You know what I'm saying? So be straightforward about it, and it'll help you and him. So definitely, that's an advice I would say, is just be straightforward.
Yeah, just let him know. Let him know if it's possible. A month later, I felt nothing, and I only said it just to go along with what he said. Yeah, and hopefully, if this is in the past, like, don't do it again, you know? Don't just say things to go along with stuff to make people happy, because at the end of the day, your happiness should
matter.
Not come first, but yeah, it should matter. It should be important to you for you to be happy and not just make this person happy.
Right.
Especially like within a relationship. Like, it's two people, you know what I mean? It's not one person.
And hey, if you're not like fit for relationships, that's okay too. Like, you know, everyone's different. So, hey.
Exactly. I know, Dolly. if relationships are just for you, then it's not for you. Don't let it be
asexual girl right here.
There you go, period. Like, just don't let it be don't let what society's view or norm push you into doing something you don't want to do.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, thank you for the question. I hope that helped.
I know. Hopefully, you know, you got some tea from us.
Literally.
That got deep really quick, okay? It really got
literally. Hopefully it all helped. It all made sense. That was actually our last question.
I know.
That was fun, though.
It was fun. It was nice.
We love these questions.
It's okay.
Don't hesitate to send more.
Send more questions, and we will be always, making new and more podcast videos. Do not forget that our podcast will be available on all streaming platforms. Okay, Apple Music, Spotify, everything. Think of it is over there, and it will also be available on YouTube. So I don't want to hear, wait, I missed the podcast. No, you didn't, because it was there. Okay.
Like, keep this in mind, the more in demand we are, we're gonna be on here. Don't worry about it. We got you.
Literally.
So ask the questions, whatever, confession, advice, and hit us up. Let us know you like it. It made sense. You vibed with it.
Yeah. Literally. Let us know what you want to see from us. Like, what else do y'all want to see? We're always down to take improvements, critiques, or anything, but just no hate. Okay, like it said.
Like we said, if you come with that rah-rah.
Literally, the rah-rah, go listen to Ocean Waves. This isn't a podcast for you. That's simple. It's that simple. So,
anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our first and brand new Black Soul podcast called A Night In. This was your host, Dahlia. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Again, follow me on Instagram at Kisses Dahlia, YouTube is Kisses Dahlia, and Twitter is DVLHIA. I am so happy to be your host, and I would love to see more of you guys, so stay tuned for that.
And follow me at Direct Muses on Instagram. I don't have anything else to plug, but Stream New Vintage by Armani. That's all I've been saying all this episode. Stream New Vintage by Armani. She's great. I'm so happy to be a co-host, and please stay safe and continue to send us confessions.
And I'm MAKAYLA. It's been so nice to be your host. This is the first time I've done something like this, so I'm happy. You can reach me at MAKAYLA Nashay on YouTube and Instagram.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for coming again once again, and hope to see you guys more again next time. And your comments, your advices, anything, we are more than glad to help. And this has been A Night In. So see you guys, get some really good sleep. And thank you to my beautiful co-host for coming and joining us. And we'll see you guys the next time. And this time we'll be more comfortable. Okay, honey?
Literally. First one.
Let's play Animal Crossing next time.
Literally.
Period.
All right.
Anyway, bye guys.
Bye.
They call me new vintage, young bitch and old business. Rock them Versace lenses, might fund your last business. And get that paper on me, might just go dumb ignorant. And tell that nigga I'll never need him, my big pimpin'.